Hello, hello, hello. Let's see if we can get Donna on here. I want to welcome everyone. I'm Kevin Paul, psychic and medium, and I enjoy interviewing folks who have been on the Dead Files about their experiences, their cleansings, and the aftercare, which is really, really important. So we'll talk about that with Donna, and I'm always more afraid of this particular technology. Okay, Donna, let's see if we can get you on. I think you have to request whatever you did the last time. I'm trying stuff as well. Let's see here. This technology is always so much fun. Like I said, this is more frightening than talking to the dead. Let's see here. We're trying to... Okay, I'm allowing you to request to join. And I think you have to... Let's see here. Checking the lighting, getting ready here. And Donna's probably doing the same thing, trying to figure out how to do the request here. Let's see here, waiting for... Okay. Still waiting for Donna. And then we'll get started. Let's see, I'm looking at my screen. Making sure I've opened it up so that Donna can request to join. I think at the very bottom is the little... Right, I've got the... Guests can request. There we go. Donna has requested. I'm setting up my tripod here. Adding Donna on as we speak. Let's see here. Trying to add Donna on now. This is always fun. It's like Facebook Live. Come on, Facebook Live. It says adding. Hopefully you've got a good connection there, Donna. It says adding. Let's see here.
Hey!
Hey!
All this technology. Good. We did it.
I was saying I'm more afraid of this than talking to the dead.
Yes, because they come through all the time, and this does not come right off.
No, we're like hoping and praying. Oh, please, I do the right thing.
Thank you.
Right, there you go. Perfect. Perfect. So I want to welcome you to my little interview here.
Hang on, I can't hear you here. Okay.
There you go.
Gosh darn. The audio's gone now. I'm sorry. Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
And you've got the plugs plugged in.
They're plugged in, but I don't hear you through the plugs.
I know. I think you might have me on the speaker.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
Is
so
that okay?
you need to turn the speaker off.
Oh boy.
And then because I'm hearing the big echo.
All right, how about now?
Perfect. Can you hear me?
Hey, yes.
Oh, now there we go. Absolutely. Let me just see here. There you go. Excellent. All right. Make sure that My hat's on right. There you go. All right. So Donna was her and her family were featured on season 5 of the Dead Files, episode number 11, called "The Master of the Damned." I love that.
Yeah, it really
Where did they
was
come? Where did they
hopeful.
come? What did they come up with that name?
I don't know. I told them it should have been another name, but they came up with that one. It was
Well,
kind
it's
of shocking, actually.
it's television, so you never
Yes,
know what you're going to get. I mean, I've been on
right.
television in other capacities, so I know how it
Mm-hmm.
is. So
Okay.
I want to talk about, actually, not so much because everyone has seen the show, and if they haven't, they should. You can definitely go online and view it. But so much the explain what they actually what Amy said needed to be done, and let's talk about. I'd like for you to talk about the prescription that she provided, and
Okay.
how you went from there, because it's not always as easy as, here's the
It's not
prescription.
easy.
So that's what I
Um,
want you to talk
well,
about right now.
that the reveal was 5 hours long,
Yeah,
and so they put it down to 5 minutes on the TV, if that. And it started at 9 a.m. and it's 3 a.m. and you're kind of tired by that point, and they don't let you write everything down. So I had to remember all this stuff that she told me, because the next day I was going to go to Long Island because my cousin's husband passed away and I had to
mm,
go. And if you remember my husband on that episode, he was quite the non-believer.
right.
And I wasn't going to leave him to do this because he wouldn't have done it, and he wouldn't
No,
have done it right. But
and
she told I,
she
well, Amy
called him
told,
out.
yeah, well, Amy said to me, I asked her, I said, can this wait till I get back? She said, absolutely not. You have to do this before you leave. So I had to, I think it was, she gave me some sort of smoke stuff to go from the basement to every corner,
The
every orifice of
sandalwood.
the whole house, from bottom to top.
Hmm.
And then I had to say all this stuff. I still have her handwriting. I should have brought it out here to show you, but her little notes. Then I had to black salt every corner and say all this stuff. I mean, this is quite a big deal. And then I had the brick dust for some other things. It was
To
not
seal.
like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It was a lot of work. So I didn't get out of here till really the next day.
Wow. So the intention when you were doing the cleansing was to tell people to get, I guess what, either to seal the house or to actually ask them to, with the
Ask
sandalwood,
them to leave.
to
Anybody with the
leave with.
sound of my voice, anybody who wants to leave through the cracks, through the windows, that
You're
type
giving
of
them
thing.
permission.
Give them permission to leave. And she told me everybody would leave but the main guy. And
Right.
she was right about that.
So you did that throughout the house, and then
Throughout the house.
that used the sandalwood, I think, is what she used
You're right.
on top of the some kind of charcoal, which typically
Right.
would heat it. And so you would use that throughout the
Mm-hmm.
house, and then after that you used
Black
the
salt.
to seal, because once you've, is that this
Right.
for sealing, right?
I think it was had to go in every corner of the room and in the center of the room, and I had to say this thing that she had written down. And
Okay.
then where they were coming in through the basement, I had to seal that with a brick dust.
Right.
So it was a
Too
lot
bad.
of work, and to remember it in that order, because she said this has to be done in this order, and you can't screw it up because she
No.
gives you just so much to do. She gives you the stuff, which is
And
great.
all right, good, good. Yeah, that stuff is pretty standard when you do cleansings like I do. So she gives you the goods, and then
Right.
she said you had to contact a medium to do
And
some additional work, right?
yes, and a holy person, and they had to be back to back. So get all that
Mm.
together and make sure it's in that order, that
Right.
person and immediately after the other one. Yeah,
Mm.
so it was a lot of work, and it took several months to actually complete the whole thing, where you could see a huge difference. And I went through a few mediums to help me. So,
And Why did you go through a couple of mediums? Tell us about that.
Well, the first medium, did everything astrally, who was good. I could see her coming here and talking to him, and
So remotely, right?
remotely. One day I knew because she told me she wasn't going to tell me because she didn't want me to be involved.
Right.
Because I was so mad I would not be nice. But anyway, I could see her talking to him, and then she said he had agreed to leave and all this stuff. And this guy was a womanizer, so he wasn't going to listen to any woman, trust me.
Mm.
So then I hired another person, and she did everything remotely. And I contacted her a month later. I said, so what really happened? She says, oh, he checks in on you, to make sure everything's good. And I'm like, yeah,
Well,
bullshit. Can I swear on this?
yes, I think you can. You
I said,
did.
no, here's another woman. He's
He's not going to
because
take her serious, right?
no, he wouldn't be told what to do, especially by a woman in real life. He was quite a
Mm.
staunchy son of a gun. But anyway, I hired a guy from Canada, and that was a whole different ball game. So once did his astral thing, I came home and I felt like I lost 20 pounds. That the whole house.
Wow.
He did a good job.
So these are mediums that actually can do it remotely, specialize in doing it remotely. The
Right.
cleansings and
Astrally.
and actually
Amazing.
contact and communicate with the person in the house, and because it transcends time and space when we're dealing with this energy, right?
Right. And they're astrally also, so it would make a lot more sense for
You don't
them
have
to
to.
do it astrally.
So tell me about your abilities and your own sensitivities, because the way I find is that when I go into a place, when someone's complaining about something going wrong, and they feel like they need a cleansing, is because they are sensitives, whether they are
Right.
developed or not. That's why they can sense it or feel it or hear it or see it. So
Hmm.
tell me about your abilities and
Well,
how they kind of folded in.
well, I moved in this house. I retired. I was a homicide cop, so I was around a lot of dead people in South Florida every day.
Right,
And I was had an affinity for dead people, but anyway, to help them,
right.
but not psychically, to help them with their case. And I would always ask them for help, and I'd always seen psychics for some of my tougher cases to
Mm,
get some leads and things like that. So I believed in all that stuff. But when I retired, I started taking mediumship courses and tarot reading and all that stuff. So
mm-hmm.
you got to watch what you ask for because you get it. So I never
Exactly.
said, hey, I only want to see good people, good dead people. That's what I
Right.
should have said. So I got to see things I really didn't want to see. Your intentions have to be very clear. You have to be specific. The law of attraction is very specific.
Careful what you ask for.
That's right. So we started having some of the meetings at this house,
Oh, okay.
and that's what amped up the dead lady who was here. She
Uh,
was not happy. And obviously the guy Cleve, who I never knew was here, I had seen him but never put two and two together.
mm-hmm.
I thought he was just somebody who had killed himself. His whole energy was nasty. I thought, oh, that guy killed himself. I never associated with my house. This can't be my person. I knew there was a lady here, and I guess he thought that after a while, the gig would be up with him staying here.
Mm.
So that's when he started terrorizing us to scare us out.
Ah, I
And
see.
Amy verified that's what it was. That he had lived here quietly since 1992 and
Mm.
nobody had bothered him. And he knew that, this may not be the case. He kind of jumped the gun because he could have lived here forever if he had just been nice.
Right, if he would have behaved himself.
Right. I would have never known the difference. But
So
it's
he
the other
was.
lady who was upset who kept, you could feel that energy. She was not happy. She was like depressed,
Mm.
and my dog would see her, and he'd bark, and I had a psychic one time come in and see her and told me to be nice to her, but things kept happening. So it's hard to be nice to dead people when they're jerks. you know?
Or like
So,
anybody,
right.
even alive, jerks are no fun to be around.
If your roommate was a jerk, what would you do?
Exactly.
The fight's
You
on.
you would move out. But in this case, we had someone who is actually staying. Both of these people had lived there before, right?
Right. She had lived in the house in the 1942. The house burned down, and well, she had a boyfriend back in those days, which living together in 1942, he was referred to as a farmhand, and they must have had some hellacious fight, and he tried to kill her,
Oh
and she
shit.
got away with her life, and he burnt the house down.
That's right.
At,
She ran out the back and he.
she ran out the back. Yeah. So ironically, there's a grave site up the road, a cemetery, and I'd ride my bike all up there or ride, walk. I'd always see a woman dressed in the 1800s back there, like crying. Well, you know what?
Mm,
When they gave me the names of her, there's her that freaking gravestone. It's her gravestone.
right
It's
there.
so crazy. Yeah. Bangkok, I think Bancroft.
Bancroft.
Yeah, weird.
So
So
you
no, it's
have.
not weird. It's all real. It's a circle of everything is really. Thank God for that show. They really know their stuff. She knows her stuff. She
Yeah,
opens
that's the
herself
key.
to everything.
That's the key to have a good medium when you're doing an investigation, right?
Yeah. Well, at the intermission, that we have a break on the when she does the reveal, she actually goes upstairs, leaves the room. We take a break, and she talks to her guides about what you need to do. That's the real deal. She doesn't
Mm,
know. She talks to him during that reveal and gets all that information, what he tells her that needs to be done.
mm.
So it's impressive.
That's amazing. What is it? 5 hours for the reveal?
5 hours for the reveal. They filmed here 900 hours,
Yeah, that's.
9 10-hour days. A huge crew. Um, a lot of work to keep your house clean. Trust me. They're here. It's like but they did so much that I probably would have never found out. Um, you know, so I'm really grateful. It took a lot to get on that show too.
You have to do all
Yeah.
the pre-work.
Yeah, they have 72 submissions a day to be on that show, and you have to have a lot of evidential backup evidence. I had a neighbor and another friend who experienced things. They were all taped and interviewed, and they were all bummed out they didn't make the show. I felt bad.
Of course.
And
Everyone
they
wants
didn't
to be
get to
on
meet Amy.
TV.
They were all upset. But
So tell me about what's it like now, because once the cleansing took place and then we had the medium, finally that third medium actually make contact, and did he forcibly move him on? Did he tell you
he
how he did
did.
that?
He did. Now, I never heard of this, but he wouldn't go anywhere. He said he gave him options for other galaxies. Anywhere he wanted to go, Bora Bora, he would not go because he was such a jerk in real life that he thought he was going to go to hell, that it was all a ruse. So he wasn't going to
Um,
fall for any of that, and he didn't want, to be judged, which, technically he was living in hell, being on the borderland. That to me is kind of like hell, but
right.
anyway.
In between worlds.
Yeah, so he put him in a jail somewhere, and I thought that is screwed up, but I didn't care. But I thought, I hope I don't have any ramifications for that, because how can you really do that? But he did do it, because the roof, I felt, there was so much releasing of energy here. My son and I thought the roof was blowing off that house that night. I wish I would have had it on audio. It was unbelievable.
The
Just bang,
sounds.
bang, bang, like the roof
Um,
was coming off the house because he was gone. And everybody who he had, the people that couldn't leave, that he had indentured, his minions, as Amy
mhm.
said, were finally able to go. It was amazing.
Mm. And
So
and your son is also a sensitive as well, right?
he is, but he doesn't like to even deal with it. He's 23. Hopefully someday he will. I think he has a more psychic ability than I do.
Mm.
So
So he also felt and experienced things in the house with you. So,
yes, that he didn't share with me because at the time he
uh,
was like 17 or 18.
Hmm.
You know, this started 15, 16, 17. You don't tell your mother stuff like that half the time. But
No.
when after it's all said and done, I told him, I said, I am so happy I don't see that guy sitting on the shed every night. And he goes, oh, I saw that guy in the shed every night. I'm like, why didn't you say
There
something?
you go.
You know?
That's amazing. So you and your son are sensitives. Both are clairvoyant because you can both
Hmm.
see that, which is a rare ability. And your husband, nothing. He doesn't really have any ability, so he's not affected, right? He didn't get affected
Um,
besides the poke in the face.
well, he got a poke in the face, and he heard a bunch of our art being shuffled around. And there'd be many times that we would be sitting watching TV, and we'd hear a car pull up, and somebody come through the door, and we'd say, "Oh, Andrew's home." Nobody was there, and I go to him,
No.
"See, there's something going on here." No, no, there's not. Or we'd hear upstairs, "Well, Andrew is home." Somebody's walking around upstairs, and I'd run up there. No, Andrew wasn't home. So he's
Hmm.
in denial. He thinks this is blasphemous on some level. You know, he's not a religious person, but he was raised really religious, and somehow that one thing in the Bible, that one line, you
There's
know,
so many. There's
whatever.
so many of those one-liners.
I know, right?
So
So
he wasn't affected and didn't believe in it, but you and your son definitely did
we were
experience.
tortured all the time. I mean,
Hmm.
action is a lot faster than reaction. So if somebody wakes you up at 3 in the morning,
Hmm.
they already get the jump on you, and you know, then they disappear. That was some really mean things, scary things, you know, showing yourself like a monster and things.
Right.
You
Right.
know, that's screwed up. I mean, who
No,
does that?
they can. I know who they can
That's why I
present
thought he was a
themselves.
monster, but he
Oh, that's
isn't.
right. He just presented himself in a way that could scare you because he wanted you out because
Right, for sure.
you all needed to go in his mind because he wanted that place because you were sensitive. He knew that you could sense him or see him, and you were a threat. He wanted you out of there. So why not present himself as a scary monster? That'll definitely get you out, right? He thought.
Yeah, I mean, who does that? So a person in real
Exactly.
life, you know, when you die, you're exactly like you were. You know that.
Right.
You don't change. So he was a jerk in real life, and he was a jerk as a spirit too. So I hope he's doing well and moved on. But I felt a lot of remorse about this jail thing. So I
Right.
did call in another good friend of mine who's a psychic and had her take a walk a couple of years ago, and she took him out of that jail. And I said, why? She said, Donna, you know, you're a certified life coach, you're a medium. You're not here for, you know, it's no mistake that you're here.
Mm-hmm.
And that like attracts like, and it's a law of attraction. So he needs to be free, and you need to get him
Mm.
out of your reality. It's the law of allowing. So you have a good talk with him about he has to go his way, you go your way. And you know what? It's been the most peaceful for the last 2 years ever. So he's no longer a part of my reality. And neither is anything negative.
Mm.
So I don't encounter anything anymore like that because that's my intentions, and
Exactly.
also have my guides who prevent that. But when you're a rookie, I mean, you got to be careful playing around with dead people. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and there's it's just like you going into any neighborhood that you may not want to be in the United States with live people.
Exactly.
So
You don't know what their capabilities are, you don't know what their intentions are, but with this world you can actually through your intentions and your approach actually be as powerful.
absolutely. You know, when you see people always have bad things happening to them, what do they keep talking about? The bad things. So you keep talking about the bad things. The universe is saying to you, "Oh, great, she likes that. She keeps talking about it. We'll give you some
Exactly.
more."
Exactly. Careful
So
what you ask for.
it was a huge education, but it was all for naught because you know he's been moved on. I'm sure he's much happier. We're much happier, and ironically, I knew him in 1972, and he was somebody I didn't, you know, he was an
Mm.
older guy who was on a bowling team, and I was a waitress. So he knew me in real life for like a year every Thursday night, and I never put two and two together who he was.
And he wasn't a big friend or anything. He just
Not
happened
at
to know.
all.
But he happened to live there, right?
Yeah, he did. So
Isn't
there's no coincidence. Why? That's what
no
my friend said. Why do you think you were chosen to move in this house? Is it a punishment? No,
part of your learning and growing, right?
learning, right? It's
Because you really opened yourself up to learn and to grow and to experience and to develop. And what a perfect example that you were given to grow and to learn. I mean, and to really improve your abilities.
right, and how to create things that you want instead of creating things you don't want about specifics of your
Right. So
thinking. See, I'm a huge Edgar Casey person. I've been studying since '91, and now I really know what thoughts or things really means. It really is literal.
so be careful. So really a takeaway here for folks is, and like I teach my students, it's important what you're thinking or what you want and what you don't want, because both things are being somehow attracted to you. So always turn the don't wants into something that you want. The fear, turn it into desire, because
Hmm.
whatever you think about, you're drawing towards you. So let's change the negative thought to a desire thought. Instead of I fear this, well, I desire this. That's what I like to train folks, because we're always thinking about stuff. So let's draw the good stuff to us. And the universe doesn't know the difference between good or bad, because I think that's a human, you know,
Hmm.
uh, definition. What's good, what's bad? Well, that's all relative. So the takeaway here is definitely careful what you ask for, but ask for it in the sense of when you want something. Have it change into a desire statement rather than a fears, right?
That's right. The universe wants to give you everything you want.
I think it's
So
just natural.
there you go.
The attraction. So what are you guys doing? What are you doing now that you've finally gone through this cleansing process, which took a while? What are you
Right.
doing now to kind of maintain this, you know, clean house and
Well, the house is for
you know,
sale, and it's in a
for
very
sale?
small town, and it has my last realtor that had it on the market for a year
Hmm.
said your house has a reputation. So I said, well, I guess you all didn't watch part two. Good
It's
Files
clean.
Revisited.
It's
It,
clean.
no kidding. This is the one you need to buy so you don't step in poo like I did.
That's
This is the
right.
one you know is clean because there's a couple down the road that I would not want to get out and go inside.
Ooh.
We live in a historical place.
Is this in
Um,
Ogdensburg or near
it's
Ogdensburg?
near Ogdensburg. Yeah, we're in
I
upstate New York, and
I've
there's
been
a.
there.
Oh, have you?
I have been
Wow.
up there, yeah.
Why?
The place, I know, here you go. The friend of mine went to Wadhams Hall in Ogdensburg. It's a
Oh,
seminary.
yeah, I know exactly where it is, right
So
on
that's
the
right
river.
there on the river. And so
Beautiful.
we went through the town and I thought, oh, this is a beautiful, beautiful place. You're nearby, so it's a beautiful part of the country. And it's a clean house. This is the house really to buy because,
Right. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of haunted stuff up here, trust me. A lot. Um, and some of it's really good,
hmm.
but there's a couple places that are not so good.
So are you doing
But
anything special now to keep it clean, or you feel once it's cleansed, you're okay, or is there a ritual that you do on a seasonal basis or an annual basis? Anything?
nothing. Totally done.
It's also your intention going
Right.
forward, right?
Absolutely. And another thing, I love this house, and I tell this house every day I love it. So,
Hmm.
you know, it's beautiful. It's beautiful here, and the next person who comes to buy it, they have to love it too. It has to be a win-win situation for both of us. So the universe has no time. I just have to be patient. Maybe I'm supposed to stay here, maybe not. Who knows?
Mm.
But, be grateful, and it is what it is, and it's no problem. It just is upsetting that, like the other day, somebody said to me, "Did you sell your house yet?" Well, it could be because it's haunted. It's like you feel like saying "fuck you." I'm sorry, but it's like really
It's like,
people
no,
are
it's
just
not.
people just always want to see the bad. And you know, if you got in a hideous car accident and something bad happened to you, people would be more open to help you. But something like this, they're afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not like you wish your brother well. It's that they want to keep talking after 6 years about, oh, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of gossip. Whatever. Get cable. There's nothing going on here.
This is the house to buy for crying out loud, as they say.
Yeah, you could be famous. This house is on TV.
That's right. That would be, yeah, that's probably a good sales point there.
Yeah.
So what are you doing now with your abilities? What is it that you're doing these days?
I do readings. I do. I don't have. I don't. I'm retired, so I just only ask Spirit to bring me in the best clients. You know, I don't need to do this. My favorite thing and what I love to do is I'm a hypnotist. I was trained by Brian Weiss at Omega. That was life-changing experience.
Mm.
So I love doing past life regression. And then I can take people over to see their future and also see their dead loved ones. So they do all the work. It's quite an honor to be part of that, to be the facilitator, where they really get to experience all of it. So they don't have to listen to me tell them. They actually, like, they're there. I had, talking to their dead dad or whatever. It's really cool.
And this is through the past life regression process, right?
Yeah, or hypnotism.
In hypnotism.
Yeah, because I just went to ARE and the Edgar Casey in Virginia Beach and with Peter Woodbury and did a hypnotism intensive. And that helps people do decision making to see if there's attachments with alcoholism and things like that. That was mind blowing because we actually had a couple live clients for that. And and just taking people over to talk to their guides and to talk to their dead ones. It's just, there's so much you can do in that altered state, like we get in that altered state when we do readings.
Right.
Because half the time you don't remember what somebody tells you. They go, hey, did you remember? No, I don't. Because when you really have that connection, you're channeling them, you're on that level. You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
So,
you're just the translator and you're not having to, think about
all of this is none of my business with the client. It's their business. So.
And I tend to forget afterwards what I had said sometimes. Like, I have no idea. I don't remember a lot of what I tell people because if you're in the zone, it's basically coming in and then going out.
Right out your mouth. And that's the way, that's
a good reading.
Key.
That's a good reading, right.
All right.
So how can people contact you for readings?
No, they're not gonna. I'm good. I'm
You're good?
good.
All right, good.
I'm retired. I do a lot of volunteer work. And I just, I have a word of mouth. My thing is that hypnosis, basically.
So hypnosis.
Yeah. So if I do 1 or 2 readings a week, that's fine. And I have a lot of friends. I do a lot of free readings for them. So that keeps me busy.
Good. Good.
Yes. All my psychic friends. We do readings for each other.
I know. We do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to be actually at the Edgar Casey Foundation because I grew up in Virginia Beach, actually.
Oh, lucky you. I love it.
And so I'm going there to work with a couple of advanced medium, specialists in November. Janet Nohavik and John Holland, who are putting together a seminar in advanced mediumship.
Wow, he's going to be there. That's awesome.
So it's going to be fun. So I'll be back in Virginia Beach, back at home, visiting my family.
Well, make sure you do the Peter Van Damme Edgar Casey exercises every morning with Peter Van Damme before a class. He's there for every seminar. He's 80 years old. He hasn't been sick in over 46 years. And I teach his class, and I just love him.
What time is the class? Like at 8 o'clock in the morning?
It's at 8 o'clock to 8:45, and he knows all the Edgar Casey material inside and out. He is just a gem. He's an MIT guy. He's very interesting. So it's just a joy to go there.
I'm looking forward to it. I remember when I was younger, and I didn't really appreciate it until much later in life. I thought, oh man, I should have taken advantage of that.
Right. Well, everything comes when you need it.
Exactly.
As much as you don't like it. for.
I know. So again, careful what you ask for, and when you do ask for it very specifically, right?
Right. You
Ask
say,
the
I want a
universe.
boyfriend. Hey, Charles Manson could show up
He's a
and you could
boyfriend.
fall in love with him. You got to be specific.
Exactly, exactly. Well, it's been a pleasure to chat with you and kind of understand what process you had to go through because it's not easy. It's not like the pest
No.
control guy comes in and sprays around. Okay, everything is gone. I find that when I get my clients to be involved more, the cleansing is more effective rather than
Well,
just
you're right on with that because a lot of mediums don't do that because it is their problem. It's their journey. It's there for them on some level.
and when they move, they're being sensitives. They're going to find different things that they'll pick up on, or they may be attracted to, or others may be
Right.
attracted to them. So it's a really good learning tool for sensitives.
Right. And how many
That's
times has Amy told people that these things go with them?
yeah, exactly because the
They
sense
follow them.
they follow them. So you've got to learn about your abilities, learn about how to handle those abilities, learn some really great tools to help you, in cleansing a space and cleansing a room, and I've written about that on my website is, little tools. I always say with my students, I'm trying to give you tools to, have in your tool belt because this is a life journey. And if you're a sensitive, you're going to have more experiences. So
Right.
might as well be able to understand them, deal with them, appreciate them, get rid of them if they're not wanted. Um, but it's really important to understand one's abilities and the tools that you have at your fingertips. Real basic.
It is work. It is work to figure out how do I control this because you can control it. It just has to be in your reality box what you want. And your
Hmm.
guides. Call in some good guides. They're always there. They're they're angels waiting for our call anytime.
I say it's your own police force. It's your own army.
That's
With your
right.
tools and your guides and whomever is around you that are part of your army. I always say let's utilize everybody to to cleanse a space or to make it a safe space. So that's
All
my
right.
that's my
So
two
if people want
cents.
readings, they need to call you.
They need to call me, right? Call me.
That's right.
Come and see me. And if they
I
need
love
some
it.
hypnosis, maybe they might want to check you out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there
Yes.
you go. That's fair. All right. Well, thank you so much, Donna. And I'm going to share this on a couple of sites and
Okay.
help educate others because it's all about education and making sure people
Yeah.
understand what's going on and what are the people on the show. It's exciting, it's fun, but it's real people and there are real issues and there are real solutions. And so that's what I want to make sure I get out there.
Yeah, that's right. And there is, don't stigmatize those poor people on the show
No.
because, you have to be kind to your brother. When your brother's down, they don't need to be made fun of. Like,
No.
that was the part, there's a stigma of living here afterwards. So my husband was very upset about that. And my son was
Mm.
too. He was made fun in school. So that's just not cool.
This is
But
this is real stuff here. Let
I
me tell
wouldn't wish
you.
this on my worst enemy. So people have to watch what you do because payback could be you're coming your way. you know.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So you have a wonderful rest of the summer,
Thank
and
you.
good luck to you. And it was a pleasure talking with you.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye bye.